Hey everybody, this is Pete with Shadow Moses 112 bringing you another Roland BN2-20 update. We were having some issues with bubbling on our 440 LSE vinyl that we were using for our arcades, and the studio recommended that we control the amount of ink flow. So in Versastudio, you would go to media settings. I liked the generic that we were using except for the bubbling factor, so I just copied the profile and renamed it after the um, vinyl that we were using. Once that was done, you could click on the standard settings in the middle where it says CMKMY. Just to show you real quick what we're looking at is that the settings are currently 80, 85, 85, 80. And if you looked at the total output is about 350% ink. So it's 100 a piece basically, and breaking down the numbers, it would come out to 400 if you were using 100% of everything. So we're modifying everything to 60, 65, 65, 60, which is in between Substance's recommendation for ink output, which I believe was between 150 to 250. So you can see it wants to overwrite. So we say yes. We go into the queue that we're using to print, and we change that to the matte vinyl that we just put. Everything else is kept pretty much the same, making sure that's set to standard, which is the one we just changed. Click OK. It says you want to implement that. You can see this is before that we were doing the vinyls at 350%. There was a recommendation to turn down the saturation. That did not work out. So as you can see, they're still curling at the edges. There's a process called outgassing where you're supposed to let the vinyl sit for 24 hours to let all the solvents come out. However, this is the new one. So you can see there's no curling out the gate. There was like a little corner that got nicked by the perforation cut that it's doing. And I'll show you that right over here. Right there. That little bit right there. It's so unnoticeable. But as you can see, there's not like a large gap between the paper and the vinyl this time. And you can see like a bit of a color saturation difference, but not enough for it to be like incredibly noticeable to the consumer. It's just a little bit of richness in the purple and the oranges. Overall, it turned out great. What do you think?